Die-hard Android users, why will you never switch to Apple products? I'm unwilling to buy overpriced products. Same goes for Sony phones BTW. My first smartphone was an Android and I'm familiar with the OS and not the Apple OS. I know Apple is supposed to be intuitive, but there's no goddamn back button. Apple treats the user like the user. Android treats the user like the admin. Apple treats the user like a child. That's what he said. Yes. I can upload music video directly, without needing to use iTunes. Fucking this. I can plug my phone into a computer and just drag and drop files onto it like a USB drive, and then open those files in any app. I got an iPhone for work and it really sucks not being able to just save a file on the phone like a normal goddamn filler system. You need a cloud app and iOS integrates with that, but it's infuriating and support for it is spotty. One app will let you open from and save to Dropbox or Apple's cloud service, whatever they call it, and another will only let you open and save to from the camera roll. It all just depends on how the developer of a particular app wants to do it. On Android, you have a filler system that you can browse and navigate just like any computer's filler system. Dead simple. And it even has permissions and full drive encryption if you're paranoid. And the latest Android version even lets you limit what parts of the filler system your apps can see. Because Android is more affordable, and better in specs for the most part. It's not quite as user-friendly, but everything is much more customizable, and is better for making useful apps because you don't need to get approved for the Play Store. They are too restrictive and overpriced. Apple only has Apple products. Android has all other mobile manufacturers. Because they are overpriced and come with new features Android phones have had for years. I had my iPhone 5C for about 6 years and it finally just gave out. I bought a $69 LG Android phone and it's 5,000 times better than that iPhone ever was. I will never buy another iPhone. Apple is overpriced to buy and to fix. The OS is also kinda sucky. The people that say Macs are the Ferraris of computers clearly haven't used a good PC. Cause they suck. Sent from my iPhone. It's overpriced. Plus Android has a lot of competing brands, while Apple has none. Apple also has a solid fan base of extremely gullible people who will buy anything Apple releases, so they have little incentive for actual innovation. My first smartphone was the iPhone 3G in 2008. It was the best smartphone on the market. App Store was amazing. I bought the iPhone 4 in 2010. It was the best smartphone on the market. Retina display. Holy shit. It was killer. In late 2011, Android got hardware UI acceleration with 4.0, which gave it the characteristic smoothness in the UI that only iOS had in the past. By 2012, the iPhone hadn't done shit as far as innovative features. It got a little taller. iOS was increasingly more and more locked down. Harder to jailbreak and get your phone to do what you want it due to $25 proprietary phone cables that were of questionable quality. I was getting really sick of iTunes. By all accounts, the iPhone 5S wasn't going to be any better. In 2012 I bought a Galaxy S3. Removable storage with a micro SD card. Removable battery. Super thin. Great screen. Basic filler system access. Task to let you do things with your phone that 7 years later you still can't do with an iPhone. I never looked back. All my Androids have been Samsung Galaxy flagships, although my wife and daughter have Motorola phones. Now that iTunes isn't required and lightning cables are relatively cheap, I guess I wouldn't have a problem with an iPhone now, but there's no compelling reason for me to jump ship. My Galaxy S9 Plus is great. I'm glad Apple and Android phone manufacturers have been competing all this time. We are ultimately the winners in that battle. Apple, we made something we like. Wanna go jack off in the corner to it? Apple users, let us go unzips pants Android. We made something we think you'll like. We hope you enjoy it. Android users, looks cool, thanks. Because I've had Apple and they piss me the fuck off. Inability to use a micro SD to expand space. I have an old iPod Touch. Absolutely flawless condition. Looks brand new cause I take care of my shit. but literally every single purchase I made, updated to the point that they will no longer work. I fucking paid for the app's videos, and now I can't use them. Fuck you Apple. Never purchasing an Apple product again. If Apple became a monopoly and controlled all computers, I'd probably live off the grid. I was an Apple user for many years, tired and frustrated with their planned obsolescence. Maybe the battery issues are a part of that, but within 10 months or so, my battery would no longer hold a charge for a day. So much of the memory is taken up with useless apps that can't be deleted. Way overpriced. I was resistant to Android at first. Now I much prefer it and won't go back. I don't like the proprietary ecosystem of Apple and I prefer devices that have cutting edge or at least modern technology. Apple has been behind the times in tech features for several generations of phones.